Okay, so I'm Sunny Wu, CEO and founder of Snack, and this is Gordon, our CTO and co-founder. And I have been an entrepreneur for over a decade, and I enjoy find problems around us and try to find the solutions for that and start to build that from scratch. So in the past, I put most of my passion and efforts into the mobile ecosystem because I feel it occupied most of our time during the day and our energy and can do more for us. So in the past, I built a few solutions, no matter it's for business or for consumer market, but most of my interest and passion is for the consumer market.
So my name is Gordon, I'm the CEO of Snack. I'm a software engineer. I have been working in the industry for large companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Zulily for over 10 years. And then Sunny presented me this awesome idea, so I decided to try to do this startup.
Yeah, but before that, we have played with each other for over 10 years until we find an opportunity to say, hey, we can do this together. So we do this. So talking about the problem where we're trying to find. So as founders, as entrepreneurs, we're wearing different hats. So, but most of us have one significant, strong background. Like me, my major was computer science. I was an engineer. But when I act as a CEO or founder of a company, I need to know a lot of things besides the engineering part. But I understand, and maybe you agree with that, is we don't need to be the master of like finance, legal. We need to hire professional people to do that. But at least we need to know some fundamental knowledge about it to start the conversation, to validate the people who we're going to work with or we're going to hire. So that's why I think, so for most of the time, for founders, we need to learn things, keep learning things to running the business or to push the business to the next steps. So that's why I found the problem that first is we need to learn things. But it's a tough situation as we work so hard on the hands-on things every day. The statistics shows that founders work 60 to 80 hours per week. I am more than definitely within the rank, sometimes above that, right? So it's very difficult for us to find a big block of time to like sit down in front of the computer or sit down in a class to learn something or with a block of time. So we need to find a solution that help us learn faster, more efficient. And you may think about like YouTube or some more serious like Coursera, Udemy things. But think about how many times you guys have like skip around the video on YouTube, drag here and there. Hey, come on, cut to the chase, show the point. Have you ever experienced that? If you experience that, we're providing a solution. So we think that founders like us, we shouldn't just spend our time skip around the video to find things we want. Let's get to the point. So that's why we created Snack. Snack is an AI-driven mobile app delivers short-form videos to help founders learn things they need in minutes. All the videos are 3 minutes or less to ensure that we can give the information we need to receive that. We can receive that exactly only we want.
So how are the content on our platform organized? So we have mainly two dimensions. First is, as we all know, startups have its own natural stages, like from ideation to formation to validation and growth. And at each stage, you are required to know different types of knowledges. And then second is, of course, we've got legal research, product, funding, finance, these dimensions that is everybody needs to learn all of them in order to do a successful startup, but you cannot be expert in all of them. You may be expert in one or two, you may find another partner to know a little bit more about another thing, and then you need the basic knowledge each category. And how do we acquire high quality content in those dimensions and in those categories? We have three main channels. First is production. So we have a production team that we produce some high quality content, knowledge content to deliver to the community. And second is acquisition. We just spend some capitals to acquire some existing high quality courses. For example, on productivity from Gregory Cameron's his long courses on other platforms that we acquire them and then we adjust it into the proper format. And lastly, partnerships. So there are so many experts in the startup communities, professional services, or VC funds, and they have a lot of existing high quality content that they, and when we talk to them, they are actually willing to share them for free with the community. It's just like sometimes it's not in the right format, but the thing is like they are really expert in those areas, so their content is really high quality and professional expert ideas and opinions. So lastly, how are we going to deliver this content to our end users? So we are using a machine learning and AI under the hood to deliver the correct content that is most suitable for you and your current stage of the company. So we use a lot of details technologies like content-based recommendations, collaborative recommendations, behavior filtering, and also a little bit deep neural networks. So if you want to know any details, you can talk to me afterwards.
Yeah, one more word is, so the AI engine we use behind under the hood is not only to try to deliver exact content that you need to know now, but we're trying to predict the content you need to know soon in future as a funder on the road at different stages. So we got a few tractions after we officially launched our service last September. We have over 11,000 downloads, most of them on iOS because we only have iOS released the first last year, and we just released our Android version this February. If any of you downloaded the Android version, I apologize for that because at the very early stages, so it could be some issues on the Android one, but the iOS is pretty good so far. So for the user acquisition, we have almost 20% organic growth there, which is okay, but we're trying to improve this part, like trying to talk with more people like today with you guys, and hopefully you will feel this could be a useful tool to solve the problem, to help you learn efficiently, and you can adapt that, and you can tell your team members to do so. That will be part of our organic growth. So, and for the paid side, our CPI is, the average CPI now is around $2.42. So the industry average is about 4, as we know. So I think this is okay. So we're trying hardly to analyze every day about the user behavior, campaign performance, to try to get that as low as possible. So it brings some of the content fields, our acquisition channels. So our user acquisition customer we acquired most of the first organic was just like I mentioned. It's basically word of mouth and content sharing, and the paid campaign act very important role of the marketing part. And we also do some ASO in Apple App Store, and some SEO we just started, and to serve the Google Play Store a little bit more. And also because we are serving the startup community, entrepreneur community, so the offline events is a very good opportunity for us to develop the customer base, to talk with people, to gather this information. So that's why we are attending a lot of founders, startup events, or even investor events as well. And the business model behind it is we're kind of keep thinking and changing this. You're thinking this chart is totally different from what we have 6 months ago. So we had like ads, some other thought before, but when we keep working, keep knowing more about the market, about the product market feed and the user demands, we feel that maybe something else can work out. So the first thing in our mind is very popular, freemium. Think about the content we are providing, so we can definitely go deep in any of the directions like legal, content, funding, marketing, things like that. So the premium content you can pay a few bucks a month and get that, but there's always be free content for people to adopt. And also the referral. Gordon mentioned that one of our important content acquisition channels work with partnerships, your partners. So these partners are professional service domain in different domain like the accountant, finance firm, legal firm, marketing firm, agent. So as long as when you watch the video, you kind of build a connection with this service provider. It's pretty natural for you to say, okay, I got the point. The next time, if I want to work with someone, to hire someone, we may go with this guy or this firm. So that is a referral model. We'll work with them and bring the customer to them naturally, seamlessly. And the sponsorship is something we want to try. It's because the channel is very professional, services based, so we could have the chance to get a sponsorship. So as you can see, we don't have very direct competitors so far, but there are quite a few indirect. The biggest one you can see is that like YouTube or Udemy. But the problem is they are not designed to save your time. They are designed to waste your time because their KPI is the length, how many times you spend on the platform. The longer, the better. We are not. We are trying to save your time. So that's a huge difference. So we'll stay here. We're trying to provide more, learning purposes, a little bit serious content for you, and micro time management and mobile friendly compared to the rest part of the potential competitors. So that's basically everything we did so far, and we are collecting topics to cover in our content platform to deliver the answers for you guys to help you to solve your problem. So if you have any topics you want us to cover, send us an email here, AMA Ask Me Anything, or just to talk with us in the coming Q&A session. Thank you so much. I'm trying, sorry.